In the last 30 years, China has been rapidly developing into the second largest economy in the world, and the skyline in Chinese cities has been totally transformed. Now, China has 2,395 buildings over 150 meters high, and the largest number of skyscrapers in the world are in China. China has also a number of very interesting buildings, some would say quite strange, such as this building that looks like a teapot, and there are many other examples. However, China has recently put a ban on strange buildings, and they have also banned tall buildings because of safety issues after a shaking skyscraper in Shenzhen. So today I'm going to introduce 12 interesting Chinese buildings. So number one is the half Temple of Heaven, half US Capitol building. And this is a real building, and it exists in an unfinished theme park in Sichuan in North China's Hebei province. And this has been created as part of the new Great Wall International Movie Studio. And the idea was that this was in a theme park, and it could also be used for movies as well. It looks very interesting from one side. You can see that it looks like the US Capitol building. Then from the other side, it looks like the Temple of Heaven. And then from the side, it looks like a very strange building, which is half apart. The second most crazy building in China is the Flying Kiss, and this is actually a ride that you can go on, and it's kind of terrifying and exhilarating, and it has an amazing view. It's just above a cliff, and it has no seatbelts or safety harnesses. Would you like to go on this ride? This looks very crazy, and I would be really interested to see this for myself. China has also created some different cities that have been copying other cities in the West, and there's a place called Tianducheng, which is a community in Hangzhou, and this was built in 2007. They have created a model Paris, with all of the streets are pretty much trying to copy Paris, and they have an area which has the Eiffel Tower, and this is 108 meters high, and the whole city is actually 31 square kilometers. And it has architecture, fountains, and landscaping. Initially, it had 10,000 residents, but 2,000 people were living there. One of the similarities between this place and Paris is that many people are going there to take wedding photos just in front of the Eiffel Tower, especially now because people can't travel because of coronavirus. So this building is the Shanghai Tower, which is actually the second tallest building in the world, and it shares the record with the Ping An Finance Center in Shenzhen of having the world's highest observation deck at 562 meters. It has the world's second fastest elevators, which go at top speed of 20.5 meters per second. But then it was overtaken by the Guangzhou CTF Finance Center, which now has the top speed of 21 meters per second. So the CCTV building in Beijing is, actually I was here when it was first created, and I remember driving past it and seeing this amazing building in the middle of low buildings. The whole area now has just been developed, and my office is actually just right next to it where we work in China Admissions. One of the really amazing things about it is how does this building stay up? And it looks like it defies gravity because it has these two pillars and then meets in the middle. And one of the interesting things is when they were building this building, they would have to very carefully build these two parts and then connect them in the middle. And they had to do it exactly the right time of day because the buildings are always moving a little bit due to the temperature. So they had to do it early in the morning at a specific time and join them up. This has actually got the top 4th largest office space in the world. Number 1 is the Pentagon in US. So Wanjing Soho in Beijing is another very interesting building, and this building is a beautiful building in Wanjing, which is in the northeast of Beijing. Soho is a very famous property developer in China. They have a number of different projects in China. The Forbidden City is one of the most well-known buildings in China, and it's where the emperor used to live. And the reason that it is called forbidden is because it was forbidden for ordinary people to visit. only for the emperor. And it was created in 1406 to 1420. And it was the imperial palace and winter residence of the emperor from the Ming dynasty to the end of the Qing dynasty. So from 1420 to 1924. And there's lots of amazing artworks. Actually, there are 980 buildings with over 8,886 rooms. So it's actually the largest palace in the world. And it's the most valuable palace and the most valuable piece of real estate in the world. It's right in the center of Beijing. So it is very expensive, and it's been estimated that it's worth over 70 billion US dollars. The Pearl Tower in Shanghai is also one of the iconic landmarks of Shanghai, and it has 15 observatory levels located right on the Bund, which is a beautiful part of Shanghai. They have a revolving restaurant at 267 meters and a shopping center, and they also have a hotel room, which is a 20-room hotel room, and an observation platform. But there's often thunderstorms and lightning that go through the top, creating some amazing pictures. It's amazing to see the development of the Bund, how it has developed since 1990 and 2010, and this is one of the amazing stories of China. This is a very amazing building which is located in Beijing in Chaoyang district. Everyone has different names for it. I think it's a Batman building. I feel like it's where Batman would live if he was a real person. Some people call it like a spaceship building. Actually, I've had a meeting inside here, and it has a very nice view at the top of the park. Everyone knows about the Great Wall of China, and it was created from the 7th century BC. The main reason for building it was defense against the Mongolian or the northern tribes, which used to come down and invade and pillage China. And it actually goes all the way to the sea, and you can see the point at the sea. I've been up to the Great Wall so many times. They have some very dangerous old parts of the wall. They have some more modern parts. It's normally a good idea to avoid the crowds and going into the Badaling area, which can be so busy during the peak time, and it's much better to go a bit further away, and you can explore different parts of the Great Wall. So the Daxing Airport, this is located in the southwest of Beijing. Now Beijing has 2 different airports, and this is the largest airport terminal in the world, which is over 98 soccer fields, and it has a surface covering 18 square miles. So it began operations September 2019. I remember flying through this a few times, and then just after that the COVID happened. But it's a really amazing building in Daxing Airport. It's built in a star shape, which is designed to be one of the most efficient structures, so you can just go from the center to all of the different parts so easily and quickly. And finally, the Fanjingshan. This is an amazing mountain in Guizhou province, and it's created by Buddhists. People don't know when the first temples were built at Fanjingshan, but it could have been during the Tang dynasty. And we walked up there through the steps, which was actually really scary. It's amazing to think about over 1,300 years ago that they climbed up here without steps and they created this temple. So these are some amazing buildings in China. Which is your favorite? And are there any that you think I should have included? Please let me know in the comments below. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video.